I remember vividly when people thought I was crazy for believing in the potential of the internet. In the 90s, the internet in China was virtually unknown. When I told people about my vision of a connected world where small businesses could thrive as much as big corporations, they would laugh. But I saw something they didn't: a massive opportunity waiting to be seized. Thinking differently isn't easy, but it's what sets the top 1% apart from the rest. They don't follow the crowd. They lead by embracing challenges that seem impossible to others. Success comes to those who are willing to step into the unknown. Most people wait for the right moment, but the reality is, there's never a perfect time to take risks. If not now, when? If not you, who? When I decided to invest in the internet, I was taking a huge gamble, but I knew that if I didn't take that chance, I might miss out on an opportunity that would never come again. That's how the top 1% think. They recognize that the greatest rewards lie in the biggest risks. Recognize that the greatest rewards lie in the biggest risks. Embracing challenges means being comfortable with discomfort. It means standing firm when everyone around you doubts your vision. For me, it wasn't just about making money. It was about proving that a small idea could grow into something that would change the world. If you want to achieve massive success, you must stop fearing failure and start seeing obstacles as stepping stones to greatness. The more difficult the challenge, the greater the potential for growth. Ask yourself, why not me? If you don't take the challenge, someone else will. While most people are busy complaining or waiting for the perfect conditions, the top 1% are out there creating opportunities. The world doesn't need more people playing it safe. It needs visionaries who are willing to challenge the status quo and push boundaries. That's where true success lies, in thinking differently and embracing what others fear. Recognize that the greatest rewards lie in the biggest risks. Embracing challenges means being comfortable with discomfort. It means standing firm when everyone around you doubts your vision. For me, it wasn't just about making money. It was about proving that a small idea could grow into something that would change the world. If you want to achieve massive success, you must stop fearing failure and start seeing obstacles as stepping stones to greatness. The more difficult the challenge, the greater the potential for growth. Ask yourself, why not me? If you don't take the challenge, someone else will. While most people are busy complaining or waiting for the perfect conditions, the top 1% are out there creating opportunities. The world doesn't need more people playing it safe. It needs visionaries who are willing to challenge the status quo and push boundaries. That's where true success lies, in thinking differently and embracing what others fear. I've always believed that success is a marathon, not a sprint. The real test is how you react when the going gets tough. It's easy to stay positive when things are going well, but true strength comes from moving forward when everything seems to be falling apart. In the early days of Alibaba, we faced so many setbacks that it would have been easy to shut everything down. But persistence kept us alive. And eventually, we thrived. Every setback prepared us for the breakthrough moments that followed. If you want to be part of the top 1%, understand that great results take time. Patience and persistence are your best allies. Don't rush the process, because the lessons you learn along the way are what truly matter. Change yourself instead of trying to change the circumstances, and keep moving forward, even when you can't see the immediate results. Success is reserved for those who never stop pursuing their goals. Opportunity often hides in the complaints of others. When I noticed how difficult it was for small businesses to sell their products online, I realized there was a huge gap that needed to be filled. Most people were focused on the challenges and frustrations of the situation, but I saw an opportunity to solve it. That's how Alibaba really started to take shape, by addressing a problem that others were merely complaining about. Innovation often comes from turning complaints into solutions. Complaints are like signals pointing to where there's room for improvement. Instead of joining the chorus of frustration, ask yourself, how can I solve this? When someone complains, it's usually because there's a gap between their expectations and reality. If you can bridge that gap with a creative solution, you're already ahead of the game. That's the mindset that allowed Alibaba to grow. We focused on addressing the pain points that others had overlooked, and in doing so, we created something that changed the game. The key to innovation is seeing challenges as opportunities. While others are stuck in negativity, the top 1% focus on finding solutions. If you look closely, some of the most successful companies were born out of frustration. Someone saw a problem, and instead of complaining, they built something to fix it. If you want to succeed at the highest level, pay attention to where people are struggling and find a way to make their lives easier. Next time you hear someone complaining, don't dismiss it. Take it as an invitation to innovate. Often, the biggest problems carry the seeds of the most impactful solutions. Those who can see the opportunity in complaints are the ones who truly lead innovation. And once you start solving real problems, you'll find that success comes naturally. That's how you separate yourself from the crowd and rise to the top. Most people see competition as something to fear, but I see it as an incredible opportunity to learn. Your competitors are your greatest teachers, constantly showing you what works and what doesn't in the marketplace. When we started Alibaba, I didn't see my competitors as enemies. Instead, I studied their every move. I used their successes and failures as lessons to improve our own approach. Rather than spending energy worrying about them, I focused on what I could learn. To be in the top 1%, you need to adopt this mindset. Competitors are not there to be hated. They're there to teach you valuable lessons. Every time you observe how they operate, you can find ways to improve your own strategies. I often compare competitors to a laboratory of innovation. By paying attention to their actions, you can uncover opportunities to enhance your business and grow faster. Respecting the competition and learning from it keeps you sharp and adaptable. One of the biggest mistakes in business is underestimating competitors or seeing them only as threats. Yes, they are a powerful force in the market, but they're also a goldmine of knowledge if you know where to look. Success isn't about destroying the competition. It's about improving yourself every day. By learning from those who are on the same path as you, you accelerate your own growth and success. So, the next time you think about your competitors, ask yourself, what can I learn from them today? With this mindset, competition becomes a source of constant inspiration and growth. Opening yourself to the lessons they provide will put you on a path of continuous improvement. That's how you join the top 1%, not by eliminating competitors, but by learning from them every day and using that knowledge to elevate yourself. One of the most important lessons I've learned is the power of surrounding yourself with people who share your vision. In the early days of Alibaba, I made the mistake of hiring talented individuals who didn't align with our mission. They were skilled, but they didn't believe in what we were trying to achieve. This slowed down our progress and created friction within the team. But once I found the right people, those who were passionate about the same dream, everything changed. We moved faster, worked harder, and achieved more together. To reach the top 1%, you need a team that believes in your vision as strongly as you do. It's not just about hiring the smartest people. It's about finding those who share your passion and are willing to go the distance with you. When everyone is working toward the same goal, it creates an unstoppable force. If you surround yourself with people who don't share your vision, you'll constantly be pulling in different directions. And that's a recipe for stagnation. The truth is, no one achieves success alone. Even the most brilliant leaders need a team that can turn ideas into reality. When I look at the success of Alibaba, I see it as the success of a collective dream, one that was shared by every member of the team. We weren't just building a company, we were building a future we all believed in. The top 1% know that their success is directly tied to the people they surround themselves with. Ask yourself, who are the people around me? Do they believe in my vision? If the answer is no, it's time to make changes. You need a team that lifts you up, challenges you, and pushes you to be better every day. When you find those people, hold on to them. Together, you can achieve things that would be impossible on your own. I've failed more times than I can count. I was rejected from universities multiple times, and when I tried to get a job, even KFC turned me down. It's easy to feel defeated when things don't go your way, but I've always believed that failure is a part of the journey. Every time I failed, I learned something new. It's through failure that you discover your strengths and weaknesses, and those lessons are what prepare you for success. Without my failures, there would be no Alibaba. One of the biggest differences between the top 1% and everyone else is how they view failure. Most people see failure as the end, but successful people see it as a stepping stone. When you fail, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. If you want to achieve massive success, you have to embrace failure as part of the process. Every rejection, every setback is teaching you something valuable. When I look back at my journey, I see that every failure played a crucial role in shaping who I am today. If I hadn't been rejected from those jobs, I might have settled for a life that didn't fulfill my potential. Instead, those failures pushed me to create something greater. The top 1% are not afraid of failure. They use it as fuel to keep moving forward. So the next time you fail, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Don't fear failure, learn from it. Each time you fall, you're one step closer to success. It's not about how many times you fail, it's about how many times you get back up and keep moving forward. I've always believed that dreams are what drive the world forward. When I started Alibaba, my dream wasn't just to build a company, it was to create something that would help small businesses succeed on a global scale. It's easy to dream small, but dreaming big is what pushes you to achieve extraordinary things. The top 1% think in terms of what's possible, not just what's practical. They're not afraid to dream big because they know that success comes from pushing the boundaries of what's imaginable. When you have a big dream, it becomes your guiding star. It gives you direction and purpose even when things get tough. Without a big dream, it's easy to lose focus or settle for mediocrity. But when your dream is bold, it keeps you motivated through the hardest challenges. Dreaming big doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means setting your sights on a future that others might not see yet, but you believe in with all your heart. Many people are afraid to dream big because they fear failure or disappointment. But the truth is, when you're poor, if you have a dream, you never feel poor. A big dream gives you hope, and hope is what keeps you going when everything else seems impossible. The top 1% understand that their dreams are the engine behind their success. They don't settle for small goals, they chase after the biggest possibilities. Ask yourself, what's your dream? Is it big enough to scare you a little? If not, it might be time to aim higher. Don't let fear or doubt limit your potential. Dream big, work hard, and watch as the impossible becomes reality. When I started Alibaba, I didn't just want to build a company that would last for a few years. My vision was to create something that would stand the test of time. In fact, my goal was for Alibaba to last 102 years, so that it would span 3 centuries. That long-term vision guided every decision we made. The top 1% don't measure success by short-term gains. They focus on the impact they can make over decades, even generations. They understand that true success is about building something that endures. It's easy to get caught up in immediate results, but if you want to achieve massive success, you have to think beyond the next quarter or the next year. Having a long-term vision gives you a sense of purpose that keeps you moving forward, even when short-term results aren't what you hoped for. It's like planting a tree. You don't expect it to grow overnight, but you know that with time and care, it will become something strong and lasting. I've always believed that success isn't about making quick money. It's about creating something that will continue to grow and impact people long after you're gone. The top 1% have the patience to play the long game. They understand that building something meaningful takes time, and they're willing to put in the effort for as long as it takes. It's not just about personal gain. It's about leaving a legacy. So ask yourself, what's your vision for the next 10, 20, or 50 years? Are you thinking far enough ahead to build something that will stand the test of time? Don't just focus on immediate success. Think about the impact you want to have on the world in the long run, and let that vision guide your every step. No matter how difficult things get, I've always held on to optimism. When times are tough, it's easy to focus on what's going wrong. But I've found that the people who succeed are the ones who maintain hope. Optimism doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means believing that you can overcome challenges and that there are opportunities waiting even in the darkest moments. For me, the ability to stay optimistic has been one of the most important factors in Alibaba's success. I never allowed myself to be weighed down by problems. Instead, I focused on the opportunities that lay ahead. The top 1% understand that setbacks and crises are inevitable. What separates them from others is their ability to keep moving forward with confidence. Even when things seem bleak, they maintain the belief that better days are coming. This optimism fuels creativity, problem solving, and resilience. When you focus on what's possible instead of what's going wrong, you open yourself up to new solutions and opportunities. Optimism, paired with action, is a powerful combination for success. It's easy to lose hope when you're faced with failure or uncertainty, but that's precisely when optimism becomes most important. I've always believed that the future holds more opportunities than the past. You can't change what's already happened, but you can shape what's to come. Staying optimistic isn't just about feeling good. It's about keeping your mind clear so you can find new ways to succeed, even when others have given up. That's how you stay ahead and keep your dream alive. So, ask yourself, how do you respond when things don't go your way? If you let pessimism take over, you'll lose sight of the opportunities around you. But if you stay hopeful and keep pushing forward, you'll discover new paths to success. In the end, the ones who keep hope alive are the ones who find the greatest rewards. Anasin. When you're young, the best thing you can do is to take risks and make mistakes. I often tell people in their 20s to try as many things as possible. Fail, learn, and grow. This is your time to experiment. When I was young, I failed at so many things. I failed exams, got rejected from jobs, and faced numerous setbacks. But those failures were my greatest teachers. They gave me the experience I needed to eventually build Alibaba. The top 1% understand that their 20s are the time to take big risks and learn from their mistakes. Too many young people are afraid of failing. But if you don't fail when you're young, when will you? Now is the time to make mistakes because you have the freedom to recover. Mistakes are not the opposite of success. They're part of the journey to success. Every failure teaches you something valuable, and those lessons will shape your future. If you want to achieve massive success, you need to be willing to fail over and over again, learning from each experience and using it to grow stronger. I failed to get into university multiple times. And even KFC rejected me when I applied for a job. But those rejections didn't break me. They fueled me. If I hadn't experienced failure early in life, I wouldn't have developed the resilience and determination needed to succeed in business. The top 1% aren't afraid of failure. They understand that every mistake is a stepping stone to success. So, if you're young, now is the time to embrace your failures and use them to your advantage. So, ask yourself, are you taking enough risks? Are you making enough mistakes? Don't be afraid of failure. The more you fail, the more you learn, and the stronger you become. This is the time in your life to try new things, push your limits, and build the foundation for your future success. Before you turn 30, one of the most valuable things you can do is follow a good leader. Many young people focus on finding the biggest company to work for, but I believe it's more important to find a boss who can teach you, mentor you, and help you grow. A great leader will not only show you how to succeed in business, but will also shape your character and mindset. The top 1% didn't just learn from books. They learned from great mentors who helped them develop the skills and mindset needed to lead. In your 20s, it's not about making money or landing the most prestigious job. It's about learning as much as you can. When you work for a great leader, you absorb their wisdom, experience, and strategies. That's far more valuable than any paycheck. A good leader will push you out of your comfort zone, challenge you, and teach you how to think critically and act decisively. These are the skills you'll need to become successful in the long run. I was fortunate to have great mentors who shaped my thinking early on. They taught me that leadership is not about power or control. It's about serving others and helping your team grow. If you're in your 20s, don't worry so much about your salary or the size of the company you work for. Focus instead on the leader you follow. A good boss is better than a big company. The top 1% know that learning from the right people early in their careers is what set them up for long-term success. So ask yourself, who are you learning from? If you're not following someone who inspires you and challenges you, it might be time to make a change. The right leader will teach you lessons that will stay with you for the rest of your life. And those lessons are what will help you become a leader in your own right. By the time you're in your 40s, it's time to focus on what you're really good at. The experimentation phase is over, and now it's about refining your skills and maximizing your strengths. Trying to learn entirely new things at this stage can be risky, and it's not the most effective way to achieve success. The top 1% understand that success in your 40s comes from doubling down on what you already excel at, rather than spreading yourself too thin by trying to master new areas. In my 40s, I focused on what I knew best: leading a company, building teams, and innovating in the world of e-commerce. I didn't waste time trying to become an expert in areas where I had no experience. Instead, I focused on deepening my knowledge and perfecting my existing skills. When you focus on your strengths, you can make a much bigger impact and achieve far greater success than if you're constantly trying to reinvent yourself. The key to succeeding in your 40s is specialization. This is the time to become a true expert in your field. Your earlier years were for exploration and learning, but now it's time to take everything you've learned and apply it with laser focus. The top 1% don't try to do everything. They focus on the few things they do exceptionally well. That's what sets them apart. So ask yourself, what are you really good at? And are you focusing your energy on those strengths? Now is the time to master your craft and become the best at what you do. The more you focus on your strengths, the more successful you'll become. For me, the success of any business starts with putting the customers first. From the very beginning, I've always said that at Alibaba, customers come before shareholders. Many companies focus on pleasing their investors, but the truth is, if you take care of your customers, the investors will naturally follow. The top 1% know that their primary goal is to serve their customers, not just their bottom line. If your customers are happy, your business will thrive. When we built Alibaba, we made sure that the platform was designed to solve real problems for small businesses and customers alike. It wasn't just about making money. It was about creating value. I believe that every business should focus on how they can make their customers' lives better. That's the foundation of long-term success. Your customers are the reason you exist, and their satisfaction should always be your top priority. Many companies lose sight of this, focusing too much on profits and pleasing investors. But when you put customers at the center of everything, the profits will come naturally. Your customers are the ones who drive your growth, provide feedback for improvement, and become your best advocates. When they feel valued, they remain loyal. And that loyalty is worth more than any short-term gain. The top 1% understand this and always prioritize customer satisfaction. So ask yourself, are you putting your customers first? If you're not, it's time to refocus. Make sure that every decision you make is in service of creating a better experience for the people who matter most, your customers. When they succeed, you succeed. Passion is the fuel that drives entrepreneurship. If you don't love what you do, you won't have the energy to keep going when things get tough. And believe me, they will get tough. In the early days of Alibaba, we faced countless obstacles, from lack of funding to technical challenges. But what kept me and my team going was our passion for the vision we had. We believed in what we were building, and that passion gave us the strength to push through the hardest times. The top 1% are not driven by money alone. They're driven by a deep love for what they do. Without passion, work becomes a burden. But when you're passionate about your business, every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow and improve. Passion gives you resilience, creativity, and the drive to keep moving forward, even when the odds are against you. The entrepreneurs who succeed are the ones who can wake up every day excited about the work they're doing, no matter how difficult it is. That's the kind of energy you need to stay in the game long enough to reach the top. Your passion is what sets you apart from the competition. It's the reason why you'll work harder, stay longer, and fight for your dream when others would give up. The top 1% understand that passion is the key to sustaining the long hours, sacrifices, and setbacks that come with entrepreneurship. It's not just about having a great idea, it's about having the drive to see that idea through, no matter what. Ask yourself, what are you passionate about? If you're not doing something that excites you, it will be hard to maintain the energy needed to succeed. Find your passion and let it be the engine that drives you forward every single day. So, one of the most important lessons I've learned is that big dreams are achieved through small, consistent steps. When we started Alibaba, we had a huge vision to help small businesses succeed on a global scale. But we didn't get there overnight. We took it one step at a time, solving one problem after another. The top 1% understand that success is not an overnight process. It's the result of many small, often invisible efforts that compound over time. Many people get discouraged because they don't see immediate results. But the key to achieving big dreams is to stay focused on the small actions that will get you there. Every day ask yourself, what's one small step I can take today that will move me closer to my goal? It doesn't have to be a giant leap. Even the smallest progress adds up over time. When you stay consistent and keep moving forward, you'll be amazed at how far you can go. The top 1% know that patience and persistence are just as important as ambition. It's easy to dream big, but the real challenge is breaking that dream down into manageable steps and staying committed to the process. Don't be discouraged by slow progress. Remember, the biggest trees start as small seeds, and the most successful companies begin with humble beginnings. So, what's your big dream? And what small steps are you taking today to achieve it? Keep moving forward, one step at a time, and trust that, with time and effort, you'll reach heights you never thought possible. I've never been afraid of competition. In fact, I welcome it. Competition pushes you to grow, innovate, and become better. Facing competitors is an honor because it means you're playing in a space worth fighting for. The top 1% don't fear competition. They see it as an opportunity to learn and improve. When you're up against tough competition, it forces you to bring your best game, and that's where real growth happens. Competition keeps you sharp. It forces you to think critically about your own strategies and find new ways to improve. Instead of worrying about what your competitors are doing, focus on how you can provide better value to your customers. If you're constantly improving, your competitors will have a hard time keeping up. The top 1% thrive in competitive environments because they see competition as a catalyst for innovation. One of the keys to success is not avoiding competition, but embracing it with courage. When I faced larger, more established competitors, I didn't back down. I saw it as a challenge that would only make us stronger. And each time we overcame a competitor, we came out better on the other side. Don't be afraid of those who seem bigger or more powerful than you. The bigger the competition, the greater the opportunity to learn and grow. Ask yourself, are you facing your competition with courage? Don't run from the challenges, face them head on. Compete with confidence, knowing that every time you do, you're becoming better and stronger. That's how the top 1% rise to the top. At the end of the day, real success isn't just about making money. It's about making a positive impact on the world. I've always believed that working for yourself is ultimately about working for society. The top 1% know that true success comes when you're not just building wealth for yourself, but when you're also creating value for others. Alibaba was built with the vision of helping small businesses succeed. And in doing so, we've helped improve the lives of millions of people around the world. When you focus on the greater good, your work takes on a deeper meaning. It's no longer just about personal gain. It's about leaving a legacy and making a difference. The most successful entrepreneurs are the ones who understand that their success is intertwined with the success of others. When you help others win, you win too. It's that simple. The top 1% think about how their work can benefit society as a whole, not just themselves. Success that is built on selfishness is never sustainable. But when you work for a purpose bigger than yourself, the rewards go far beyond financial gains. You leave a lasting impact on the world and inspire others to do the same. The top 1% are driven by a desire to create something that outlives them, something that continues to serve others long after they're gone. So, ask yourself, how is your work benefiting others? When you align your success with the success of those around you, you create a powerful force for good. And in doing so, you elevate not just yourself, but everyone who is touched by your work.
In today's world, success isn't just about hard work. It's about thinking differently and applying the mindset of the top 1%. During this session, Jack Ma shared the secrets that allowed him to turn Alibaba from a simple idea into a global powerhouse. He's lived through countless failures, faced overwhelming competition, and yet, he emerged as one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. His insights are not just about building a business, but about how to create a mindset that leads to massive success, regardless of the field you're in. Throughout this talk, Jack Ma emphasized the importance of embracing challenges, especially when everyone else is doubting your vision. He shared why persistence is more powerful than talent, why facing competition with courage is a path to growth, and how small steps lead to big dreams. His story is a testament to the idea that even if you're failing now, you're gaining the experience necessary to reach your biggest goals. He also highlighted one surprising truth: failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Ma's journey is filled with rejections, from universities to jobs, but those failures became the building blocks for something greater. You'll learn how the top 1% use failure as fuel, and how you can adopt this mindset to transform your own life. If you're ready to change the way you think, stay optimistic, and push beyond your current limits, this video will guide you through the principles that have shaped Jack Ma's remarkable journey. You'll walk away with strategies that can not only transform your business, but shift your perspective on success entirely. Jack Ma consistently emphasizes the importance of thinking differently. In the 1990s, when the internet was still a foreign concept in China, he was labeled as crazy for believing in its potential. While most people around him doubted his vision, he turned those criticisms into fuel to keep moving forward. This ability to see opportunities where others don't is a defining trait of the top 1% who achieve success. Thinking differently also means embracing challenges. Jack Ma not only identified opportunities, but also accepted the difficulties that came with them. His internet venture was considered risky, and he faced many setbacks, both personal and professional. However, he believes that every challenge is a disguised opportunity, a chance to learn and grow. Finally, Jack Ma underscores that real innovation comes from the courage to think outside the box. His journey demonstrates how a mindset that welcomes failure and challenges can unlock doors to success. Have you ever wondered how many brilliant ideas were overlooked simply because they were too unconventional? Don't be afraid to take risks and think beyond the obvious, just as he did. For Jack Ma, the success of any business lies in the people who share the same dream. He emphasizes the importance of building a team that believes in the company's vision and is willing to work hard for it. Early in his career, Ma admits to making the mistake of hiring talented people who didn't share his vision, which hindered Alibaba's growth. The lesson here is clear. Surrounding yourself with the right people is essential for success. It's not just about talent, but alignment with your vision and goals. When everyone shares the same dream, the team moves in unison, creating momentum that drives success. Jack Ma learned the hard way that no matter how skilled someone is, if they don't share the same dream, they can hold you back. To achieve massive success, you must build a team that works towards the same vision with the same passion and commitment. Imagine a boat where each rower has a different destination in mind. It won't get very far. Jack Ma's journey was far from easy. He failed to get into university 3 times and was rejected from several jobs, including at KFC. For many, such failures would have been discouraging, but Jack saw them as opportunities to keep trying. He firmly believes that failure is part of the learning process. Ma's story shows that even the world's most successful people encounter rejection and failure. These setbacks didn't define him. They shaped him, giving him the resilience needed to build Alibaba. Every failure was a stepping stone that prepared him for the entrepreneurial challenges ahead. Jack Ma's advice is clear. Failures are not the end. They are merely detours on the road to success. Each rejection made him more determined, reinforcing the belief that success is often born from perseverance. In fact, the greater the failure, the greater the potential for growth. For Jack Ma, the driving force behind success is not technology, but the dreams behind it. He believes that success is fueled by vision and ambition rather than just resources. Throughout his journey, his big dream was to help small businesses succeed, and that vision kept him motivated. Dreaming big allows you to set a clear and compelling direction for your life and business. It becomes the guiding star that helps you navigate challenges and uncertainties. Jack Ma's ambition wasn't just about making money, it was about creating lasting impact by empowering others. The importance of dreaming big lies in its power to inspire others. When you have a big vision, it not only motivates you, but also draws others who want to be part of something significant. It's this shared belief in a grand vision that helped Jack Ma build a global empire. Jack Ma has always maintained an optimistic attitude, even during times of crisis. For him, optimism is crucial in overcoming challenges and achieving success. He advises that instead of worrying about problems, entrepreneurs should focus on opportunities and hope for what the future may bring. In business and in life, a positive mindset can be a powerful tool. Optimism allows you to see potential where others see obstacles, and this perspective can lead to innovative solutions. Ma believes that maintaining hope, even in difficult times, is what separates successful people from those who give up too soon. Hope fuels perseverance, and perseverance leads to success. Jack Ma's story is a testament to the fact that staying optimistic and hopeful, even when facing adversity, can open doors to new opportunities. It's a mindset that has kept him moving forward, no matter how tough the journey became. For young people, Jack Ma encourages making mistakes and learning from them. He believes that your 20s are a time to experiment, fail, and grow without the fear of making errors. He sees failure as a crucial part of personal and professional development, especially early in life. Ma's advice is that the 20s should be a period of risk-taking and exploration. It's the time when you can afford to fail, learn, and bounce back. By making mistakes early, you gain the experiences that will shape your future success. It's not about avoiding failure, but embracing it as a valuable teacher. The mistakes you make when you're young will provide the lessons you need to succeed later in life. As Jack Ma often says, if you don't fail, you don't learn. And there's no better time to learn than when you're young. Now that you've learned the mindset strategies that have driven the top 1%, it's time to ask yourself, how will you apply these lessons to your own journey? Are you ready to start thinking differently, embracing challenges, and using failure as a stepping stone to success? Jack Ma's journey shows us that the path to greatness isn't easy, but with persistence, innovation, and a long-term vision, you can achieve your own massive success. What lesson from Jack Ma resonated most with you? Was it his belief in the power of small steps leading to big dreams, or perhaps his view that competitors are your greatest teachers? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, whenever you need a boost of motivation, come back to this video and revisit these principles. Success is a continuous journey. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more content that will help you on your path to success. And don't forget to check out our next video, The Biggest Mistake People Make About the Future, Jack Ma's advice, where we'll dive even deeper into how you can implement these success habits in your daily life.